Mama Agbo was a simple woman from Otukpo, a small village in Nigeria. For many years, she was called barren because she couldn't have children. People in the village gossiped about her, saying things like, "A woman without a child is like a tree without fruits." But after many years of fasting and prayers, her joy finally came. She gave birth to a baby boy and named him Agbo. From that moment, her life changed. Agbo was not just her child, he was her world. He was her pride, her hope, and the reason she walked with her head high. She would often tell anyone who cared to listen, "My son is my life. My son is my everything. I am nothing without him." When Agbo turned 3, unfortunately, his father died, Mama Agbo's husband, and she was left to fend all alone by herself with her son. But then, she never gave up. She kept on pushing, ensuring that her only son had the best education. She would hawk oranges under the hot sun, fry bean cake by the roadside in the evening, just to ensure that she gave Agbo the best life she could afford. Agbo grew up to be a strong and brave young man. He loved to help people and dreamed of becoming a soldier so he could protect his country. "Mama, one day I will wear the uniform of a hero and you will be proud of me," Agbo often said with a big smile on his face. Mama Agbo was proud. "You will make a great soldier, my son," she would reply, patting his back. When Agbo turned 22, he was accepted into the military. The day he left for training was filled with both joy and sadness. Mama Agbo cooked his favorite soup, hugged him tightly and said, "Be strong, my son. I will always pray for you. Every day. You are my life." Agbo smiled and said, "I will come back soon, Mama. Don't worry." After months of hard training, Agbo graduated and was posted to Maiduguri. He called his mother to share the news. "Mama, I will see you soon," he said. But weeks turned into months, and months turned into 2 years. Agbo calls stopped coming. His phone number was no longer connecting, and Mama Agbo couldn't reach her only son. At first, she thought it was because he was busy. But as the years passed, her worry turned into fear. For 2 years, Mama Agbo kept on searching for her son. She tried to reach out to the military to ask for her son Agbo, but they kept on telling her that he was fine. She went to prayer houses, spiritualists, and prophets. Each one gave her the same answer: "Your son will return soon." But soon never came. Mama stopped eating well. She cried herself to sleep every night. Her once vibrant face became pale. Her strong body grew weak. People in the village began to whisper, "She's still waiting for a son who might never return." But Mama Agbo refused to give up. She held on to the hope that one day her son would walk through the door, wearing his soldier uniform and calling her Mama with his bright smile. But what really happened to Agbo? One day, a soldier who had served in Maiduguri came to Otukpo. When Mama Agbo heard about him, she rushed to meet him. "Please, sir, do you know my son? His name is Agbo. He was sent to Maiduguri over 2 years ago," she asked with trembling hands. The soldier looked at her with sad eyes and said, "Mama, I am sorry. Many of our brave soldiers lost their lives in the battles. Your son may be one of them. Those words hit Mama Agbo like a thunderstorm. She couldn't believe it. No, it can't be true. My son promised to come back. She cried. But deep down, she knew the truth. Her son had sacrificed his life for the country. He was a hero, but the price of his bravery was too heavy for her heart to bear. When the people of Otukpo heard the story, they came together to honor Agbo. They built a small memorial in the village square with his name engraved on it. Agbo, a son of a hero. Mama Agbo would sit by the memorial every evening, talking to her son as if he could hear her. Agbo, you are my pride. Mama Agbo could no longer sleep peacefully. The soldier's words, your son may be one of them, echoed in her mind. She kept seeing her son in her dreams, smiling at her, saying, Mama, I am fine. Don't give up on me. She woke up one night, sat by the small memorial the village had built for her son, and whispered, Agbo, I need to know. I need to be sure. The next morning, Mama Agbo made a decision that shocked everyone in the village. She would travel to Maiduguri to find out what happened to her only son. Mama, how will you go to such a far and dangerous place? One of her neighbors asked. I have to. I cannot rest until I know the truth, she replied, her voice trembling but determined. Mama Agbo had little money, but she sold her remaining bags of cassava and a few of her late husband's belongings to raise funds for the trip. Maiduguri was very far from Otukpo. The villagers, moved by her courage, also contributed what they could. Mama Agbo, may God protect you on this journey, the village chief said as he handed her some money. With just a small bag containing her clothes, a Bible, and a picture of her son, Mama Agbo boarded a bus heading to Maiduguri. Maiduguri was a bustling city, but it was also filled with signs of the ongoing conflicts. Soldiers patrolled the streets, and Mama saw women like herself sitting by the roadside, holding pictures of their missing loved ones. Mama Agbo approached a military checkpoint and showed Agbo's picture to a young soldier. Please, do you know this man? His name is Agbo. He was sent here over 2 years ago, she said, her voice shaking. The soldier looked at the picture and shook his head. Mama, many soldiers were posted here. Some returned, but many didn't make it back. You should visit the military barracks. They might have records. At the barrack, Mama met an officer who took pity on her. Mama, it's not easy to trace someone after so many years, but I will try, he said. He asked for Agbo's details, his full name, rank, and the year he was posted. Hours turned into days as Mama waited for news. Every day, she sat under a tree outside the barrack, holding her son's picture close to her chest. The soldiers at the barrack began to call her Mama Soldier. One evening, the officer finally called Mama into his office. His face was serious, and Mama's heart began to race. Mama, I have found something, he said. Your son, Agbo, was part of a group sent on a mission to rescue civilians during an attack. It was a dangerous operation, and unfortunately, they were ambushed. Most of the soldiers in his group didn't survive. Mama's hands trembled as tears filled her eyes. Mama asked, "You said most of the soldiers. Please check. Is Agbo part of the soldiers?" And then the man responded, "Unfortunately, Mama, yes, Agbo, your son, was part of the soldiers that didn't survive." The officer shook his head. The attack was brutal, and many of the bodies were never recovered. But his name is listed among the fallen heroes. And then Mama couldn't believe it, that her only son, Agbo, had died and she didn't even know. And then she asked, "Did you find his body at all? Where was he buried?" And the officer said, "We buried them all together because the attack was very brutal." Mama Agbos broke down in tears. She clutched the picture of her son and cried, "Agbo, my son, you were my everything. How could you leave me like this?" The soldiers at the barracks, moved by her grief, gathered around her. One of them, a man about Agbo's age, knelt beside her and said, "Mama, your son was a hero. He gave his life to save others. We will never forget his sacrifice." Mama Agbo wiped her tears and nodded. "If my son died protecting others, then he lived a good life, but my heart will always ache for him." The soldiers helped Mama Agbo arrange for a small ceremony at the barrack to honor Agbo's memory. They gave her a flag and a medal of bravery in his name. When Mama Agbo returned to Otukpo, the entire village gathered to welcome her. She stood before them, holding the flag and the medal, and said, "My son may be gone, but he will always be in my heart. Let us never forget the sacrifices of our soldiers." The villagers, touched by her words, promised to keep Agbo's memory alive. The days after Mama Agbo's return to Otukpo were quiet. The village sympathized with her, but nothing could fill the void in her heart. Every morning, Mama Agbo would sit under the mango tree in her compound, staring at the medal and flag she had brought back. Her neighbors often stopped by to check on her. "Mama Soldier," one of them said, "you are a strong woman. Your son was a hero, and so are you." Mama would nod with a faint smile, but her heart remained heavy. One afternoon, a young woman named Amara came to see Mama. Amara was the daughter of one of Mama's late friends and had recently lost her husband, who was also a soldier. She carried her baby boy on her back as she approached Mama's compound. "Mama, I don't know if you remember me," Amara began, kneeling before her. "I came to see you because I heard what happened to Brother Agbo. I lost my husband in a similar way and I feel like my world is crumbling." Mama looked at Amara and saw the pain in her eyes. She reached out and held her hand. "My child, sit with me. Tell me everything." As Amara spoke about her struggles, raising her son alone, dealing with loneliness and the fear of an uncertain future, Mama Agbo felt a spark of purpose ignite within her. After Amara left, Mama spent the night thinking. She realized that there were many others like her and Amara, women and families who had lost their loved ones to war, struggling to find comfort and purpose. The next morning, Mama gathered the women in the village, many of whom had also lost sons, husbands, or brothers to the conflicts. She stood before them, holding the flag and the medal. My sisters, she began, her voice trembling. We have all faced pain that no one should endure, but we cannot let our pain destroy us. We must find strength in each other. We must keep the memories of our loved ones alive. The women nodded, some wiping away tears. I want us to form a group, Mama continued. A group where we can share our stories, support each other, and honor our heroes. We will not let their sacrifices be forgotten. The birth of the Widows and Mothers of Heroes group. The group began small, with just a handful of women gathering in Mama Agbo's compound. They shared their stories, prayed together, and encouraged one another. Over time, the group grew. Women from neighboring villages joined, bringing their own tales of loss and resilience. They started a small cooperative, pooling their resources to support each other financially. Some began learning new skills like weaving and soap making to earn a living. Mama Agbo became a leader and a mother figure to all of them. She would often say, "We may have lost our loved ones, but we have not lost our strength. Together, we can heal." Word about the group reached the local military command, and one day, a group of soldiers visited Mama Agbo. Among them was the officer who had helped her in Maiduguri. "Mama Soldier," he said with a smile, "we heard about the amazing work you are doing. We came to honor you and the women of this village." The soldiers presented the group with supplies and a small donation. They also promised to organize a remembrance day to honor the fallen heroes from their community. On the day of the event, the village square was filled with people. Men, women, and children all dressed in white. A banner hung at the entrance, "In memory of our heroes." Mama Agbo was the guest of honor as she walked to the podium, holding the flag and medal. The crowd erupted in applause. She spoke with tears in her eyes. "Today, we honor our son, husbands, brothers, and friends who gave their life for this country. They may be gone, but their spirit live on in us. Let us never forget their sacrifices." The ceremony ended with prayers, songs, and a solemn moment of silence. The event brought healing not only to Mama Agbo, but to the entire community. Months later, Mama Agbo's group had become a recognized support network for widows and mothers of the soldiers. They began receiving support from charities and local organizations, which helped them expand their cooperative activities. Mama Agbo, though still grieving the loss of her only son, found joy in helping others heal. She became a symbol of resilience and hope, inspiring everyone who met her. And that is how the story ended. The moral of this story is, let us never forget the sacrifices of our soldiers and the pain their families endure. Cherish your loved ones. Life is uncertain. Always show love and appreciation to your family and friends while you can. You never can tell what will happen next, no matter how long we think we will stay for. The pain of sacrifice. Families of soldiers carry a heavy burden. Their loved ones give their lives for the country, leaving behind grief and unanswered questions. And then the power of hope. Mama Agbo's journey teaches us to hold on to hope, and even in the darkest times, to seek closure when needed. Honoring our heroes. Let us never forget that the sacrifices they made are what's being honored. We shouldn't just forget about our soldiers just like that. They are our heroes. They sacrificed their lives just to make sure we are fine. Turning pain into purpose. Even in the face of great loss, we can find ways to help others and create meaning from our pain. The power of community. When people come together, they can heal and support one another in ways no one can do alone. Honoring sacrifices. Remembering and honoring the sacrifices of others helps keep their legacies alive. Resilience in adversity. Life's challenges can break us, but they can also make us stronger if we choose to rise above those challenges we face. Family bonds never fade. Even in loss, the connections of family can bring healing and hope. The power of truth. Speaking the truth, no matter how difficult, can lead to healing and reconciliation. Legacies live on. Our loved ones may leave this world, but their legacy continues through the lives they have touched. Hope in new beginnings. Life has a way of bringing unexpected blessings, even amidst pains. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope you were touched. My name is Oni of Oni Stories and Folktales, and please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, turn on the notifications so when I post more live stories like this, you'll be among the first to get them. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. I sincerely appreciate you. I do not take your support for granted. Thank you so very much. And please, if you haven't watched other of my stories, kindly check my channel. Trust me, I have loads and loads of interesting stories that will keep you entertained. And not just entertained, but you will also learn life moral lessons from. See you in my next video. Bye.